right.media.
And we're back on the SWOSU Coaches Show. Good evening, everyone. I'm Mike Smith, and joining us to kick off the program tonight is women's head basketball coach Kelsi Musick. And Coach, it's good to see you again as we get ready for a long season of college basketball.
Good to see you too.
Yeah, good to see you as we get ready to roll again this weekend. I wanted to start just real quickly, if you would, talk about what's happened the last week of practice as you're getting ready to play a couple of MIAA teams coming up on Friday and Saturday.
Well, last week, obviously with our first 3 games, getting to play so early, we've really focused on things that we needed to improve upon and just get better. I mean, usually we're not playing until this upcoming weekend, and we've already had, like I said, those 3 games. So just really focusing on learning our offense better, working on honing in on our defense and being better in the shell. So focusing on just making the Lady Dogs better. That's been our focus for the last week.
Talk a little bit about maybe trying to get some of the new faces to mesh in with the veterans. How is that going right now, and is there a learning curve there, any at all?
Oh, absolutely. When you have that many new people, you have to get them to understand what your expectations are. But like I said, learning our offense is very intricate and it takes a while. So making sure we're being a little bit repetitive is probably, they probably think we're extremely repetitive, but that's the only way they're going to learn, and it's going to become second nature. But getting them to kind of gel and come together. But the biggest thing is having them learn our system offensively and defensively. Those are the biggest keys. And then, just like you said, allowing them to gel and mesh and come together and become a unit is going to be very important.
Coach, what about this weekend, Friday and Saturday games? It'll be nice to have the Pioneer Cellular Event Center rocking with fans on Friday night as you open up the MIAA crossover with Washburn.
Yeah, we're extremely excited. One, to play at home finally, and just to be able to have fans in the Pioneer Cellular Event Center. That's going to be huge. These, my basketball players, they really deserve the opportunity to play in front of a packed house. So I hope everyone comes out. But Washburn is an extremely tough team. They're in the MIAA. They made it to the second round of their conference tournament last year, which, in my opinion, the MIAA is one of the best conferences in the nation. So they're definitely going to come ready to battle, and they've got some depth and they've got a lot of returners. So we're going to have to bring it on Friday night.
Certainly the non-conference schedule is very challenging, but it's good because it gets you ready for not only GAC play, but it prepares you on down the line as you get into the postseason in 2022.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I always say if you want to be the best, you have to play the best. And we don't have an easy schedule. We're playing some of the top teams in the nation in our first 3 games, and in our next 2. Pitt and Washburn are both very, very good teams and always at the top of the MIAA. So it's definitely going to help prepare us for Great American Conference play and hopefully reach our goals in February and March.
And I'm sure it helps your team grow as well.
Oh, definitely. I think that, it's a lot of learning curves right now for such a young team with a lot of newness, but it's definitely a learning curve. And, they have to bring it every single night. They have to realize that when you're preseason picked number 1 in your league, everyone's coming for you. And I think that it's going to help these young players that we have grow up extremely quick.
All right, Coach, what about Pittsburgh State on Saturday? You'll see them the day after you play Washburn.
It's going to be 2 tough back-to-back games. They return quite a few players as well, and they like to get up and run with, and they'll try to do that with us as well. So it's definitely going to be a tough battle 2 days in a row. So Washburn on Friday and Pitt State on Saturday. It's going to be 2 tough back-to-back games, and hopefully we'll be able to put on a show for everyone in the PCs.
You know, it may not be this way all the way through, but just looking at some rosters early in the season, it looks like that maybe because of COVID last year, everybody's kind of got a lot of their returners back from last year. Are you noticing the same thing, that basically rosters are pretty much the same, at least in the starting 5, or maybe the top 7 as it was last year?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of those seniors had the opportunity to take their year. They did, and so, you know, for instance, that's what I kept talking about when we played Drury. They had 6 grad students on their roster. I mean, that's a lot. When we have a bunch of 18-year-olds. They have a bunch of 20, 23-year-olds more than likely. But that's just part of it. That's the way that the COVID year worked, and we're extremely excited that we got Bethany back. But a lot of teams got 5 and 6 players back.
All right, well, Coach, good luck this week, and go get them, and go Dogs, and we'll see you Friday night for the game against Washburn.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much. Kelsi Musick with us on tonight's Coaches Show. We'll be back with more in a moment.
Are you considering home health and hospice for a loved one? Shepherd Home Health and Hospice in Clinton knows that this is one of the most important decisions that you will ever make. This is your loved one, after all. Shepherd Home Health and Hospice is a trusted name in the home health and hospice industry. Locally owned and operated since 2006, Shepherd Home Health and Hospice has serviced Clinton and the surrounding areas with caring and dependable service. See what Shepherd Home Health and Hospice can do for you and your loved one today.
There's a new energy in Oklahoma, wind and natural gas working together, keeping your energy prices steady and affordable. Clean, affordable, natural gas and wind. Oklahoma's new energy from PSO. There's a new energy in Oklahoma, wind and natural gas working together, creating jobs and more money for communities and schools. Clean, affordable, natural gas and wind. Oklahoma's new energy from PSO.
Weatherford Regional Hospital is committed to serving Western Oklahoma with the best facilities, technologies, and employees. Everything from the convenient care clinic to the highly trained oncology department to the top-of-the-line mammography and x-ray equipment, down to the women's center, nursery, and emergency room. Weatherford Regional Hospital strives to provide you with a safe, clean, comfortable environment. Give them a call today or check them out online at weatherfordhospital.com.
Need your oil and filter changed? Take your vehicle to CJ Southwest Tire in Weatherford. There is no appointment needed. Bring your car, truck, or diesel in today. You can wait in the comfort of their smoke-free lounge while experienced technicians change your oil and filter on your vehicle. CJ Southwest Tire on the corner of Main and Kansas in Weatherford. Your Bridgestone and Firestone dealer. CJ Southwest Tire. See them on Facebook and at cjsouthwesttire.com.
And we're back on the SWOSU Coaches Show. We're joined by Lady Dog basketball player Bethany Franks. Bethany, thanks for the visit and coming on the SWOSU Coaches Show this evening.
For sure. Thanks for having me.
Talk a little bit about the start of the season. 1-2 start, but you heard Coach Musick talk earlier in the program, playing some pretty stiff competition. From your perspective, what's it been like the first 3 games?
Like she was saying, it's been a learning curve for sure. We have a lot of new faces, and we've got some chemistry as well, which I think is to our advantage. A lot of the rosters that you look at throughout, the GAC and just other conferences, they have lots of me's as far as graduates coming back and things like that. And I just think that we're blessed to have a blended kind of combo. We've got depth, which we haven't had in a while. We can go, whole new starting five coming in for the starting five that's in to start the game. And so that's always a luxury to have. And they're young, so they're, willing to learn. They're raw. They're just here, and they're willing to soak everything up. And it's a lot, like Coach was saying, our offense and just the things that we do defensively can be extremely complex. And so just these first few months have just been lots of teaching. And for me, obviously, just rehearing things and just, perfecting something that I've been working on for so long.
You had the opportunity to come back and play a fifth season here at SWOSU. You get that extra senior year back because of COVID. And with that, can you talk a little bit about your leadership on the floor and how you've been able to maybe help some of the new faces that's coming into the program and what you've been telling them?
Absolutely. I think just communication in general is key, no matter how old you are or, just what you do, especially as a leader within our program, just being that voice in practice, being that voice in the locker room, being that voice when we're out on the court playing tough games like jury and things like that. Those moments can get very tense and very confusing and just chaotic to where, just got to be that voice of reason to step in and just say, calm down, we're fine. This is what we're here for. We're here to learn and everything's good. And so with young players, I've been there, obviously, and it was always nice to have a Haley and a Hayden just in my ear, just calming me down and letting me know we're all here for the same reasons and things like that. So they've been really good about listening and, like I said, soaking things up and taking some things from the old ones.
And now you get to be the one that gets to be in the younger players' ears. So that's kind of neat how it kind of comes full circle. Talk a little bit about Washburn on Friday night. It's the GAC MIAA crossover. So what do you expect from Washburn coming in here on Friday night?
Right now, everybody, they're fresh. They're playing some of their vets. Like I said, Washburn's a really good team. They're really experienced. I played them a few years ago at Pitt, and they're just a good program. They're going to play hard. They're going to come out ready to go. I think that having those 3 games already last weekend kind of benefits us just as far as court time and playing, like I said, some of the top teams that we're going to see probably in March. So that's just a luxury within itself. But they're going to come out ready to go just like we are. We've been preparing all week, fixing some things that we noticed last weekend and just growing as we go. And Coach mentioned, we'd rather be fixing things and, not doing everything right now in November than in March so that we can, get those wins down the line.
Sounds good. Bethany Franks, thanks for the visit. Certainly, we love watching you on the floor. We're glad you're back for your 5th season. And let's go Dogs and get a lot of W's throughout the basketball season.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you very much. All right, Bethany Franks with us on the SWOSU Coaches Show. More coming up next.
When it's time to unwind, pick up a bottle of your favorite stuff at Butcher's Wine and Spirits in Weatherford. All the top brands at the absolute best price. From whiskey, bourbon, gin, and scotch to your favorite craft, import, or domestic beer, Butcher's has you covered. And when it comes to wine, Butcher's has the best selection in town. And don't forget to check out their sale rack with deep discounts. Butcher's Wine and Spirits on Main in Weatherford.
Your parents have always protected you and provided the best way they knew how. Now it's your turn to make sure that they are taken care of. Corn Heritage Village and Rehab of Corn and Weatherford is a community providing long-term and skilled nursing care to enhance the lives and meet the needs of individuals and families. Their mission is to provide the highest level of care for your loved ones. Visit them at cornheritage.org or find them on Facebook.
Families and CK Energy Electric Cooperative, it's the ideal partnership. CK Energy makes every customer an owner of the business. Unlike other electric utilities, CK Energy exists to make sure your needs are always met not to make a profit. We are locally owned and operated, and we are always there with you, reinvesting in your community. That's why in an electric co-op, the people have the power. Owned by our communities, committed to our members.
CK is your energy.
On the corner of Custer and Main Street in Weatherford, More Than Medicine stands ready to fill your prescriptions in a fast, friendly, and professional way. They also offer an outstanding selection of gifts for people of all ages. Their Gold Crown Hallmark card selection is second to none, and More Than Medicine is the perfect place for a bridal registry. All this, that's why it's called More Than Medicine. Corner of Main and Custer in Weatherford. They're on call for you 24 hours a day.
And we're back on the SWOSU Coaches Show. I'm Mike Smith, and we're joined by women's soccer coach Mark Persson. Mark, thanks for joining us as we visit once again on the SWOSU Coaches Show.
Well, thanks for having me again.
The regular season has come to an end. Conference champs in the regular season. First of all, congratulations on that.
Well, thank you very much. I'm really happy for the girls. They've worked really hard this season. It's a goal we set at the beginning of each season, and the last half was a real challenge, but the girls stepped up and played well and kind of met some adversity, and they've figured out a way to get it done. So really, really excited for these girls.
You talked about some of the injuries earlier in the season, and you had to kind of make some different moves. Talk a little bit about some of the things that you did to put your players in a winning position.
Yeah. Well, obviously we've lost some key players over the course of the season. Most teams are dealing with some forms of injury. A couple of those kids we were able to get back. Michaela Swain, who's one of our strong attacking players, was injured in the preseason and was out for a good period of time. She's back, playing well for us now. Juli Rocha was injured in the Harding game the first time round, and now is starting to get minutes back again. And so those are players that we're getting back into the mix. Again, obviously we've had a couple of kids that we've lost for the season, and we've had to make some adjustments. Some of it has been formation-wise and kind of a little bit of our setup going into games. But really, to be honest, it's just the girls have stepped up. Some of the kids that maybe didn't get quite as much playing time early on are asked to play a little bit different positions or are playing more playing time now. Have really stepped up, and that's going to be the key for us making a run, hopefully in the conference tournament. Is some of these girls that are coming off the bench, getting in there and doing their part to help us as well. So, again, for the most part, it's just been the girls sticking together, being committed to the coaching that we've been working with on, the changes that we've made, and it's the girls that get it done out there on the field.
What's it like being able to host the conference tournament? I'm sure there's a lot of work that goes into it, but also a lot of excitement that surrounds being able to host.
Yeah, well, if you don't host, you just kind of show up and things are kind of taken care of. So there is some work involved with it, but obviously we want to play at home. It's a big advantage having our home crowd, the students, the community, the faculty, staff, people that can come out and support us. Girls sleeping in their own beds, going to class on a regular schedule. All of those things I think are real positives for us being able to host. And of course, hopefully we can do our best to try and win it in front of our home fans.
Well, certainly the big day is Thursday at 2:00 as you take on Ouachita Baptist. It's a team that you beat twice in the regular season. You shut them out here at SWOSU 3-0 and won at their place 2-1.
Yeah, well, they're a very well-coached team. They've been dealing with injuries as well, similar to us, but they always play hard. We kind of talk about, I think every coach says, you go into postseason, it's kind of a new season. You don't get any results based on what happened in the past. So they're looking at it. They won the conference last year. They won the tournament last year, and so they're motivated to come in and get results. Again, I think that if we work hard, stick to the game plan, I think we've got a good chance of getting a result on Thursday.
How hard is it, and you hear this in various sports, but how difficult is it to beat the same team 3 times in a season? Yeah. Well, that's everybody says that, and it's true. I've played and coached for a long time, and when you see that team a third time, there's no secrets.
the players, how they play, all of that is there's nothing new for the most part. And if you've beaten a team twice, I think there's a tendency to think, okay, well, it's going to happen again. But that's not sports. Sports aren't, it's based on the game played on the field that day. And so hopefully our girls will understand that. I mean, we've gone through some experiences over the past couple of years where it's kind of been a wake-up call that, hey, like, you got to play every game like it's your last game. And to be honest, it's once you get into postseason, you just got to win in advance. So I hope they understand that, and hopefully we can meet that challenge of beating them a third time.
At this point, obviously, the winner of the tournament gets the automatic bid to the national tournament. Do you feel confident you could get in if you win on Thursday, or is that even a possibility?
Well, I think we've always been right there, even the years that we didn't go. I think there's probably been at least 2 or 3 years that we didn't win the tournament, that, they took 6 teams out of our region and we were number 7. They took 7 teams, we were number 8. So I've been there sitting on that bubble, and I think it's a difficult thing in our conference because we play everybody twice. We don't get to play a lot of teams up in the Northern Sun, which they're a part of our region. And I don't want to say there's a stigma with our conference, but the MIAA and the Northern Sun, you got to really make your case if you want to get in as an at-large bid. And I don't think we've ever had a team get in as an at-large bid out of our conference. But we sat at number 8 in the region last week. Oklahoma Baptist was 7. Obviously, we got a result against them last week. So hopefully that would move us up. 8 teams will qualify out of our region this year. So there's a potential, but I'm telling you, I don't think any of us want to be sitting around on Monday wondering if we got in. So the only sure way to get in is obviously win on Thursday, put yourself in a situation where you can play for that automatic qualifier on Saturday.
All right. Well, sounds good. Good luck on Thursday. Go get them and bring home a championship on Saturday. And we wish you the best of luck coming up in the GAC tournament.
Okay, appreciate it. We'll do our best.
All right, sounds good. Mark Persson with us on the SWOSU Coaches Show, and we're back with more next.
Are you considering home health and hospice for a loved one? Shepherd Home Health and Hospice in Clinton knows that this is one of the most important decisions that you will ever make. This is your loved one, after all. Shepherd Home Health and Hospice is a trusted name in the home health and hospice industry. Locally owned and operated since 2006, Shepherd Home Health and Hospice has serviced Clinton and the surrounding areas with caring and dependable service. See what Shepherd Home Health and Hospice can do for you and your loved one today.
There's a new energy in Oklahoma, wind and natural gas working together, keeping your energy prices steady and affordable. Clean, affordable, natural gas and wind. Oklahoma's new energy from PSO. There's a new energy in Oklahoma, wind and natural gas working together, creating jobs and more money for communities and schools. Clean, affordable, natural gas and wind. Oklahoma's new energy from PSO.
Weatherford Regional Hospital is committed to serving Western Oklahoma with the best facilities, technologies, and employees. Everything from the convenient care clinic to the highly trained oncology department to the top-of-the-line mammography and x-ray equipment, down to the women's center, nursery, and emergency room. Weatherford Regional Hospital strives to provide you with a safe, clean, comfortable environment. Give them a call today or check them out online at weatherfordhospital.com.
Need your oil and filter changed? Take your vehicle to CJ Southwest Tire in Weatherford. There is no appointment needed. Bring your car, truck, or diesel in today. You can wait in the comfort of their smoke-free lounge while experienced technicians change your oil and filter on your vehicle. CJ Southwest Tire on the corner of Main and Kansas in Weatherford. Your Bridgestone and Firestone dealer. CJ Southwest Tire. See them on Facebook and at cjsouthwesttire.com.
And our SWOSU Coaches Show continues with a visit with volleyball coach Josh Collins. Josh, we always appreciate the visit and talk a little bit about Lady Dogs volleyball.
Mike, thanks for having me. Always glad to talk about our program.
Yeah, always glad to talk about the team. And at the time of this interview, the streak continues for the SWOSU Lady Bulldogs. The last time that you were out as of this interview, you had a 4-set win over Southern Nazarene last week. So congratulations on keeping the winning streak alive.
Yeah, thank you. And hopefully we can just add one more to it tonight. I guess the viewers will know if we did or not, but we're hoping to go get a win tonight at Oklahoma Baptist.
Ali Hong and Mackenzie Benoit, they were both tabbed as getting some weekly honors from the GAC, and talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, they've both fed really well off of each other. Ali, 5 years she's been here, 5 years she's been a starter, and she's just poised, and she's playing her best volleyball right now, and she's a leader on the court and just kind of has a competitive fire about her, and she's setting the ball really well and getting the ball to the right people, and they're taking care of it. And then Mackenzie, she's just a beast. She's just really, really good, and she goes and gets us kills when we need them most. And the thing about her is everybody in the conference knows it's going to her, so sometimes she is facing a double team, maybe even a triple team, and she's still finding ways to score. So both great players, both great kids.
Talk a little bit about the addition of Mackenzie Benoit this season. What has the addition of Mackenzie meant to the volleyball program this season?
Sometimes when you bring in transfers, it's tough just because, they have to buy in very quickly. I think that we require a lot of buy-in within our program, and a lot of the programs here at Southwestern do. And, it's a family culture, and you have to be selfless. And a kid like Mackenzie, who's coming from not just a D1, but a group of 5 D1, she's played in massive, massive matches against teams like LSU and Ohio State. For her, we were worried that she would really have to humble herself. But she is one of the most humble kids that I've ever coached. She never, treated herself or acted like she was superior to anybody. She comes in, she works hard every day. If we say to wear a certain shirt, she's in that shirt, and she doesn't want to disappoint. And so just those things, she immediately, as soon as she jumps and hits the ball, everybody in the gym is going to look at her because it's just coming from a different height and at a different angle. And so she automatically garners that respect. But it's the other side of things, just her being a great human being, being a great teammate, just coming out with positive energy and being a good teammate every day in practice. Those are the things that really solidified, the respect from her teammates. And so obviously she's just a difference maker on the court, athletically and just the things that she can do with the ball and also her IQ. But again, I think it's more the teammate side of things and just how she is as a person.
Talk a little bit about Chesney Nielsen. She was named as one of the Bulldog Athletes of the Week.
Yeah, Chesney, another kid who came back for that 5th year after the COVID stuff. And, Chesney's a long way from home. She's from out in Utah, and she's got a really, really strong family that she misses a lot. So it was a big sacrifice for her to come back for another year. And I'm just so excited for her that she's having success and she's playing really well right now. She's one of the toughest kids that I've ever coached. She's just tough as nails. And, she's got a banged up fingers on both hands. She's got a banged up foot, and you'd never know it. In fact, she wouldn't want you to know it. She would just tough it out and play through it anyway. And I think that that's paying dividends for, she attacks the ball really well. And one way that her game has really grown since she's been here is that, she can make the big, hard hit, athletic, everybody notices swing, but she can also make that smart swing and put it right where the defense isn't, and that's been really working for her lately.
Coach, if you would, talk a little bit about the regular season finale coming up on Friday as you travel to Northwestern Oklahoma State.
Yeah, so, tough place to play. Alba, obviously, they're going to be excited to play us because it's a rivalry game. They have two of the best hitters in the conference, and they do a really good job. Fred does a really good job coaching that group, and they're kind of fighting for their playoff lives. They're trying to get into the conference tournament, so obviously we'll know more about what they need after tonight's matches, but it's going to be a tough place for us to play, and we're going to have to come ready to go.
Of course, at the time we're doing this interview, we don't exactly know where everybody's going to seed as far as the conference tournament is concerned, but can you look ahead and give me an idea as to what your thoughts are about the upcoming conference tournament?
It's going to be tough. I think that this will be the toughest conference tournament that the GAC has had yet. Whatever teams get in, 1 through 8, can all beat each other. Everybody is extremely talented. Everybody's very well coached, and just the caliber of volleyball that's being played within our conference is getting better and better every year. And so it should be a very, very fun tournament to play in, to coach in, and to watch. And we just can't wait to get started.
All right, sounds good. Well, we wish you a lot of success this week and on down the line in the conference tournament. Josh Collins, thanks for the visit.
Hey, real quick, soccer's playing. Get out, support them. They're here at home. Let's get everybody out to the soccer field and make sure that they feel the love and go get that conference championship.
Do that indeed. That's Thursday at 2 o'clock against Ouachita Baptist. Josh, again, thanks for the visit.
Thank you, Mike.
Head coach Josh Collins from SWOSU Volleyball with us on the SWOSU Coaches Show. More coming up next.
When it's time to unwind, pick up a bottle of your favorite stuff at Butcher's Wine and Spirits in Weatherford. All the top brands at the absolute best price. From whiskey, bourbon, gin, and scotch to your favorite craft, import, or domestic beer, Butcher's has you covered. And when it comes to wine, Butcher's has the best selection in town. And don't forget to check out their sale rack with deep discounts. Butcher's Wine and Spirits on Main in Weatherford.
Your parents have always protected you and provided the best way they knew how. Now it's your turn to make sure that they are taken care of. Corn Heritage Village and Rehab of Corn and Weatherford is a community providing long-term and skilled nursing care to enhance the lives and meet the needs of individuals and families. Their mission is to provide the highest level of care for your loved ones. Visit them at cornheritage.org or find them on Facebook.
Families and CK Energy Electric Cooperative, it's the ideal partnership. CK Energy makes every customer an owner of the business. Unlike other electric utilities, CK Energy exists to make sure your needs are always met, not to make a profit. We are locally owned and operated, and we are always there with you, reinvesting in your community. That's why in an electric co-op, the people have the power. Owned by our communities, committed to our members.
CK is your energy.
On the corner of Custer and Main Street in Weatherford, More Than Medicine stands ready to fill your prescriptions in a fast, friendly, and professional way. They also offer an outstanding selection of gifts for people of all ages. Their Gold Crown Hallmark card selection is second to none, and More Than Medicine is the perfect place for a bridal registry. All this, that's why it's called More Than Medicine. Corner of Main and Custer in Weatherford. They're on call for you 24 hours a day.
That concludes this week's segment of the SWOSU Coaches Show. Thanks to our guest this week from women's basketball, head coach Kelsi Musick, also women's basketball player Bethany Franks, from soccer Mark Persson, and from SWOSU volleyball Josh Collins. That concludes this week's segment of the SWOSU Coaches Show. Until next time, so long, everybody.
Right.media.